That's a really interesting and vital question, but it's a highly complex question because you have to think of it very simply as demand, who's creating the demand for these fake medicines and who's supplying. So you have the supply side and the demand side. And if you think of the supply side, that's all about apprehending the criminals who are producing the falsified or fake medicines. So it's all about law enforcement. And then if you think about the demand side, that's you and I, if you like. We're going online to buy our medicines. And it's very interesting to note that there are thousands of illegally operating websites out there. So how do you control the internet? Well, it's multi-stakeholder approach to solving this problem. It's registries, so .co.uk for instance, it's .b, it's .fr. It's the registrars who supply the domain names that the criminals buy to operate their illegal websites. And then you've got the search engines, and then you've got social media who are all potentially advertising these illegal websites. So you can see the complexity of it, and therefore it's going to be quite difficult. But if I was to say there was one critical success factor, it's educating the public about the dangers of buying medicines from the internet. We're doing lots of things, lots of activities, and I would recommend anybody listening to this should go to buysaferx.pharmacy. Notice the .pharmacy, that's a top level domain name. So if you know anything about the internet and you know that .pharmacy is a verified legal website, so anybody who has that name or that suffix .pharmacy, it's been verified by the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, and it will be an authentic website selling medicines legally. So that's just one aspect. So we also spend a lot of time advocating. So we talk to, in the US for instance, as well as in Europe, we talk to politicians to inform them about the issues. We talk to healthcare professionals, doctors, pharmacists, who have an absolutely key role to play in solving the problem, informing their patients about the safe sources of how to buy and where to buy medicines. And we raise public awareness. If there's one thing we firmly believe in, it's raising public awareness. And for instance, Google, they provide an educational grant to us. We use that and we're running 5 major campaigns through the Google search engine by buying keywords in 5 countries. And we have some very interesting results in that we know for a fact that many people are going to that educational website and learning about the issues involved in buying medicines from the internet. I think that's, again, a very interesting and difficult question. I think to put a positive light on it, we've seen, for instance, that Mark Zuckerberg in the US was questioned quite heavily and deeply. And I think there is now a greater understanding by the social media that they have a social responsibility, an ethical responsibility to look more closely at their content. We know for a fact that they will take down terrorism, hate speech and all this kind of thing. And therefore, I think there is a realization by these social media companies, as I've said, they have a social and ethical responsibility to ensure that this kind of material, which can ultimately kill people, should be more policed and not allowed to appear on these social media platforms. The role of the pharmacist, whether they be community or hospital, is absolutely vital. They are in the front line. So my advice to them, and they don't need my advice because I'm sure they already know this, and that is inform, inform, inform. Every patient that potentially goes into a pharmacist may well have explored the internet for whatever health reasons they decide upon. And so for me, the opportunity the pharmacist has to ensure the safe and secure supply chain is very much in their hands. I would love to be sitting here in 5 years' time to know that 28 member states within their national pharmacy degree curricula have a proper educational module on falsified medicines. It's absolutely vital. And this applies to the medical profession and the nursing profession as well. We're beginning that road, and I commend the University College of London School of Pharmacy in all that they're doing. They are in the vanguard in this process, and I thoroughly commend what they're doing to all people who are watching this film. Absolutely. I would encourage all students to talk to their student bodies to actually ensure that falsified medicine is covered in their curriculum. We're talking about a global issue here, so it involves many stakeholders, institutions, law enforcement, medical agencies, the police, worldwide customs. All of the internet ecosystem is involved as well. So be alert, be attentive, and play your part in making sure that the public fully understand the dangers of buying medicines online. And if they do decide to buy a medicine online, they really need to know and trust that legally operating website, which is not always easy to do.
Thank you very much.